welcome to Gen X Glam here on YouTube. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. It is great to see everyone, especially those of you who are coming back. You know this is not my mom in the basement background. I haven't moved my glam station. I am Operation Mobile Glam Station now. I'm in a hotel room, but I'm spread out. I'm good to go. I wanted to catch up, tell you a little bit about what's been going on from vacation and show you some of the new stuff that I've bought, because I have made it out to some Walmarts and Rite Aids. I even went to Ulta, although I didn't buy that much when I went to Ulta. And I have some Guerlain that I bought before I left and didn't show you guys, which is very exciting. All right, so let's get into it. I've done my skincare. I'm still trying to plow through my Tirtir toner and serum. It's working great. Very happy. Did you hear all that glass? It is like, it's so hefty. Still trying to get through all that Tirtir. This was a little bit of Abeille Royale, Guerlain, Youth Water Oil, just sucks in everything that you put on top of it. Drinks in, perhaps is a little bit more appropriate word. Anyway, a bit of Charlotte's Tilbury Magic Cream, a little bit of my, and I don't see where I put it, but I did do some Orchard Imperial Under Eye Cream from Guerlain. I used a tiny bit of my NARS Light Reflecting, under eye brightener in the shade Night Swan. And I want to do a tiny bit more color correcting, but I think I should really sort of get into some sunscreen before I do that, before I forget. But look, okay, so we're gonna start with a new product here. I got this at Ulta. It's from Revolution, and they called a Ceramide primer. And I couldn't, there was no sample out. I'm trying to look at this thing, trying to figure out what the formula, consistency is going to be like. It was the only one. I have a lot of primers, and I don't necessarily use primer a lot, but I thought it was really unique, and I got sucked in, and I bought it. I think the price point was $12. I asked the gal at the register when I got it, I was like, is it a pump? And she's like, yeah, I think it's a pump. And I said, oh, is it mattifying or hydrating, or what kind of primer is it? Her and her colleague had to look it up on the Ulta, I don't know, their internal Ulta website. And she basically just read what this product does and a few of the ingredients. But look, it's a hydrating primer. I wouldn't say it's blurring. I had thought that it might be a little bit blurring. I actually asked the gal at Ulta, I'm like, does it dry down like Smashbox? And she's just like, let me look it up for you. Anyway, I think it's kind of hydrating. It feels fantastic on my face, but I do have, and this is so important, I think, even though I'm not going to put on a ton of makeup, I do have a really good, base skincare down, and I have let it marinate. I went to breakfast. I did the Tirtir toner and the Belle Royale and the serum. I went to breakfast, came back, did my under eyes, or did some Charlotte Tilbury, did my under eyes. And now speaking of Charlotte Tilbury, I'm gonna use her Invisible Flawless Poreless Primer, SPF 50 sunscreen. Ooh, I might have got too much. Nah, not really. So today, on vacation here in the Upper Peninsula, we are gonna go to a shipwreck museum, which I can't wait because I love shipwrecks, like my favorite. All right, Crazy Train. If you're new to the channel, I'm usually a mom in the basement just talking extemporaneously, sharing new products in the beauty space that I've bought and just chatting about random stuff. Anyway, my favorite shipwreck is the story of the Endurance. It's a ship that got caught in ice in Antarctica, an expedition led by Ernest Shackleton, where he wanted to be like the first expedition crew. This was like a couple years before World War I, to walk across the continent of Antarctica. So he organized these two boats, the Aurora and his boat, the Endurance, one to sort of start on the side where you can access Antarctica from the bottom of Argentina, and then from New Zealand side. So the idea was land on one side, try to cross, and the party that was landing on the other side would be laying these like food depots along the way, because back then they couldn't carry. Anyway, they needed to pick up food as they went, right? They would bring as much as they could, consume it along the way, and then they would start hitting these depots until they reached the other side of the continent. Well, the ship Endurance got stuck in ice. The other ship, the Aurora, they didn't fare much better. And so it just becomes a story of survival. Like, forget about walking across Antarctica. I just, you know, the leader, Ernest Shackleton, was like, I just got to get my guys out of this alive. And it's a crazy story. I could keep going if people want to hear about the story of the Endurance. I could talk all day about it, but maybe I've told you enough where it might pique your interest and you can check it out on Wikipedia and then perhaps buy a book and read the full saga. Anyway, so we're going to a shipwreck museum today. Great Lakes shipwreck. Nothing is as exciting as Antarctic, although I would argue that we're going to see some really cool stuff at this museum. All right, so we've got the primer down. Let me just tell you what I have been doing in terms of my beauty on this vacation, because I've been doing a lot of like sweating, working outside in the yard. I put up a mobile mailbox, not a mobile mailbox, you know, the lending library mailboxes. I've had this thing for a year sitting in our garage up here, and my husband and I, we put this thing together. I did a short on it. It wasn't my first short, but I've been doing a few shorts from vacation. I don't know if anybody's checked those out. Anyway, put the library up. That was a very hot day, and we needed to anchor this. It was like, it's plastic based, the mailbox, and you put the books in and people stop by and check them out, or they drop off a book. Anyway, to anchor the thing, because it's meant for indoor or outdoor, we had to put in 100 pounds of play sand, and it was like cup by cup in this little funnel, and it just didn't pour in, right? Like in the picture, it was kind of like clumpy. It was a little moist. So we were having to like stir it up inside the funnel with a screwdriver to get it 100. It took us hours and hours and hours to do that. But so I've been doing a lot of work outside. Most important, spending time again with family and friends, some tennis, some pickleball, and that's about it. And I have been shopping, and I want to show you some of the new stuff that I have bought, you know, from the drugstore aisles. All right, I've been focusing on like Essence. There's some really cool stuff here in the US that I can't get from Essence in Canada. So I got this cool blush. It's like, it's a wand, you know, everybody's got one, so why not Essence? And it's a blush, so I want to use that. I got this new MAC blush in the shade Cherry Devil. It's a really interesting consistency. It's not super creamy. I don't know how to explain it, but it's a really, really pretty color. Before I left Canada, I did buy a couple new Guerlain products, because I decided, you know what? Well, I went in because I had some redemption points at Shoppers, but I wanted to look at something different, you know, getting away from like the earthy and the pinks and the roses and stuff. So I decided to look at, this is a coral. Look at how pretty this is. And wait until you see it on my face. Coral has always kind of freaked me out. It really has. I'm not gonna lie. Like I just think coral, I think orange, and I think that's not me. But this blush transfers so nice onto the skin. You'll see. And I also got a coral. It doesn't look coral, but it is in the shade Coral. This is Kiss Kiss Lip Balm from Guerlain. It doesn't necessarily go on, you know, super, I mean, that's almost kind of like a fleshy, it's very natural. It's very natural. I love it. I got talked into that one. I was like, all right, she tried to talk me into one that was a little bit like brighter, but I said, no, I'm gonna keep the more subtle one, baby steps. All right, so what I've been doing with the makeup, again, because I've just been running around outside mostly, is I've tried to put on like a little bit of creamy bronzer and then a pop of blush, either going in sort of my pink family, which I brought with me, which I traveled with me, or going in this new coral family. Speaking of the coral family, I picked up, well, this isn't really coral, but I picked up this fun like lip oil from Wet n Wild, and at Ulta, I picked up a Milani Supercharged. I have not seen these in Canada either. I thought it kind of fell on the corally family. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do like a quick bronzy bronze, and then do, who cares? We're just, there's no judgment up here. Let me tell you that, there's no judgment. I'm gonna do one side with like a little bit of coral and the other side with with some pink, and then I have to pack up and go because the invader is coming. Like I might even be out of time. We might only have 4 minutes before the invader is gonna come. That's my husband, because we gotta stay on schedule. So even though I'm on vacation, I'm still in a really, really big hurry. I'm not gonna go in much more with the color correcting, although I did wanna say that I have been looking for this shade of e.l.f. like color corrector. It's in the shade Peach. It's always sold out in Canada, if I can even find a Shoppers that stocks it. And I wondered if it was kind of like, if I would get the same results from using it as I get from using my Huda Beauty, which is like, I usually put the Huda, I love saying that because then I want to say Huda. I usually put the Huda like right there where I'm kind of, you know, the most like purpley. I mean, that does not look that far off, does it? Anyway, I finally got it, so that's new. I'm trying to show you guys new stuff. That e.l.f. Peach, and those are only $4. That e.l.f. Peach color corrector is new, and I swear it's a win because I have been looking for it, and I know I could have just put it in a restock. In fact, I have some e.l.f. coming. I ordered a few of the SPF lip glosses because it's supposed to be SPF 25, and I thought, why not? All right, so like again, I don't do that much. I just dab a little bit of this sort of burnt orangish, peachish color corrector in the inside corners. That's all we're gonna do. It's so hard in this hotel lighting, and it's even harder for you because of all of, yeah, by the time this thing gets uploaded and distorted, I know it's even harder for you guys to tell. But I would say, honestly, and I love this Huda, and I was thinking, oh, this is a repurchase. I would say that I'm happy either way. So I guess we're back to the old $4 or $30 choice on these these two compared items. All right, I have a lot of bronzer pulled out. I want to show you first the new Milani. I don't think it's new, but I can't get this in Canada. This is Creamy Bronzer by Milani, and I have seen so many folks use this online in the space, and I've wanted it and I've not been able to find it. So, I mean, that's kind of a nice shade. I typically blend this kind of stuff with my fingers, but I am going to use a couple of different kinds of bronzers. So let's just put them on, like do an initial like blend with the hands, and then I'll go over it either with a brush or the beauty blender. So look this. This is a liquid highlighter from Baby Got Glow, and this is also a liquid highlighter from Cheeky Glow Lottie. And well, we've seen this is new to me. Like, who knew Essence made these little wands? I have a blush one as well to use. I want to do the combination of this Essence liquid blush, Baby Got blush, and a little bit of the MAC on this side, and on this side I want to use a little bit of the Milani Coral, and I'm going to go over them both the pink and the sort of pinkish with this Coral Guerlain. Let me hit my eyebrows. I brought my NYX the brow glue in Taupe. This stuff is great. Like, I know that a bunch of you guys use it too. It's got a really nice, the wand's kind of small. I normally like to use my own, but I can't, and I have some with me, but I don't know exactly where they are. So we'll go in with this Revlon. I'm just gonna borrow the brush. Man, Barb W, also up in the great north. You were right about these brows being sisters and not twins. I'm having just not the same. Anyway, just a little touch of the brow gel. All right, let's go in and let me show you some of this Lottie London highlighter. I haven't used much of it, but it's kind of, it goes, you twist, it's a twist. It goes in my, it's actually it's kind of coppery, but I'm trying to get a little bit of bronze going on. Ew, very messy, very messy. I'm just gonna put that there. Good thing I'm in a hotel. Got a sink right nearby. Look at that, just like boom, glow. Should I be brave? Put a little. All right, now last we're gonna go in with the Too Faced bronzer, and it's in the shade Chocolate Mousse. Now let's try to get in here and blend. Look at all of this glow I have going on. I don't even know. And like I said, it's very hard to tell with my lighting what exactly I'm doing to myself. But we're hanging out. Excuse me. We're hanging out and I'm showing you my new stuff from vacation. I think it's fantastic. All right, there. I just blend this in. Again, we're gonna go over all this with some powder. I know this is a crazy train video. Oh, let's get some from the blender on my lids. But I'm out of shape. I'm out of practice. It's been what? Several weeks since I've been here hanging out, chatting it up with you. It is fantastic though, I tell you. I miss my glam station so much. I don't know if I just miss like the basement and my break point, or if I miss hanging out at my glam station. I think it's a little bit of both. But hey, you gotta get out of your shell sometimes, right? All right, let's go in. Here's the Milani. This is very dewy. This Milani wand here, it's very, very dewy in its formula, which I'm not gonna get a bunch of, well, we'll see. This might give me some dew. I mean, I don't have another coral to put on that, but I think that's kind of like a nice glow. We'll put the, we're gonna finish this side because I have to go. Seriously, there's gonna be an invader. I mean, I have to smooth out some edges, but there's the corally side. I do have to get in there when we're all done. But I actually don't, I wouldn't feel like clown face if I left the house like that. All right, we're gonna do a little bit more. We're gonna do a little bit more on this side. Let's go in with this lovely MAC creamy blush. But it's not creamy. It's like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's like almost like a cushion. Do you see how I'm making a dent in that? It's like, it's such a unique formula, but it's picking up pretty nice. It's very buildable. So speaking of buildable, I have been looking for this Maybelline Sun Blush Kiss thing every drugstore aisle I go in and have not been able to find it. I wanted to buy it in other colors, so it's actually, it's become a quest. It really has become a quest. I like it though because it's very buildable, and like I say, I want to get it in other colors. I kind of want to get a bronzer of it. I really like that formula. It's very buildable. It got me a nice shine there. Because that's nice shine on the cheeks. I think it's from the Essence Baby Got Glow. What else is new here in front of me? I think these were a lot of the majority of the new stuff that I've gotten. I'm buying a lot of lip oils, a lot of blushes, like, you know, that are good deals, some creamy blushes, trying to diversify my blush collection, and you know, instead of just from like the roses. Here is the Baby Got blush. Instead of just like the roses and the browns and stuff, I'm really trying to, I don't know if I can get it out. There we go. Whoa, there's what it looks like. I am trying to diversify things. That's gonna be entirely too much, but that is a pretty shade, wouldn't you say? Wouldn't you say? That is gonna pink me right up. I don't even need much more than that, tell you the truth. There we go. There we go. Yeah, one side is definitely pink. Uh-oh, here comes our invader. I'm gonna have to wrap this up. One side's definitely pink. The other side's a little bit more bronzed, and I can see the coral in it. Look at what they gave us in the hotel room. Isn't that awesome? And I debated with myself if I should bring my own washcloth on this trip. Guys, I gotta sign off, and I am sorry that this has been a bit of a crazy train. That is how the coral picks up on that pink. Kind of smoothed it out. This has been a total crazy train video, I'm not gonna lie, but I checked in. I did the best I could. I'm out of the basement. I'm having a fantastic time, and I hope that you are too. I hope everyone is enjoying their summer, and you know, this is the time to do it. Like when the winter comes, we're gonna be locked in the house. So get out there, do as much as you can, make some memories. Look, this before I go, let me put on this Call Me Queen mascara. from, oh, yep, my Evader's back. From Essence, it's also new. And I'm gonna stop buying mascaras because I just don't wear a lot of them. I hope I don't regret putting that on today, but it'll wear off. It's such a light coat, right? You guys look at me all the time and you're like, does she even have anything on? Yeah, I do. I have plenty on. I'm just not exactly sure if I put it on right or in the right places. All right, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope that you are well, and I hope to see you again soon. We're going to another hotel, so maybe I can try this again. Take care.